For today's movie review, I'll be reviewing the 2005 romantic action thriller Into the Blue, starring the likes of Paul Walker, Josh Brolin, and one of the many films featuring Jessica Alba, since this was also the same year in which we also had Fantastic Four and Sin City. And the film itself was the first film produced and released by MGM Studios while under the Sony banner. And the movie apparently did well enough to warrant a sequel, or at least a direct-to-video sequel, but that's a story for another time. But the big question is Into the Blue any good? In terms of what Into the Blue is about, it's about this group of scuba divers, while searching for some sunken treasure, find themselves in deep trouble with a drug lord since they happen to stumble upon a sunken airplane filled with a large quantity of their cocaine, and the group of divers in question have to find a way out of said trouble. In terms of what I liked about the movie, I thought the overall movie had a decent budget, from its editing, the soundtrack, to the cinematography, because the cinematography is pretty good in general, but I also like the underwater cinematography. There's a lot of action scenes that take place underwater. I thought these were really fun as all hell. And as far as the characters go, Paul Walker's character is really likable, and I also like his motivation for seeking out the treasure, because he's not looking for the treasure to become rich and famous. He's looking for the treasure to make a living. His friend is funny, but he can be annoying from time to time. Then you have Jessica Alba, and, well, she's a bit complicated to explain at the moment, but I'll get to her character later. And as far as the actual movie itself goes, the movie moves at a fast pace until the middle of the movie, because then it slows down for a bit, but then it picks up from there. In terms of what I disliked with the movie, the story, on pen and paper, it sounds like a really fun movie to tell. However, I just don't think it was executed well, because when you really think about it, you have a bunch of people treasure hunting, and they're getting chased by drug lords. I think the movie takes itself way too serious to be any fun. Also, going back to the characters again, there's one character I didn't bring up, who's like the second lead female, and my main reason why I didn't bring her up is mainly for two reasons. One, she's really annoying as all hell. And second, she causes the most amount of problems in the entire movie. And when she does die in the movie, I'm like, good riddance to that character. Hell, even one of the other characters in the movie was like, dude, we only knew her for like 5 days. I don't think that's a big problem. Even some of the characters in the movie were like, yeah, she caused a lot of problems. Also, you have Josh Brolin in the movie, and he really doesn't do much. Like, I thought his role in this was wasted. And Jessica Alba's character, like the story, on pen and paper, she seems like a good character, but I don't think her character was particularly acted well. Because if I describe her character, she's really intelligent, and the most level-headed character in the entire movie. But sometime around the midpoint of the movie, I don't know what happened exactly. I don't know if the character got rewritten, or if Jessica Alba just got sick of the role suddenly, but I just didn't feel the character was as good as she was at the start of the movie. And there are a few plot points that are brought up, but never addressed again. For my final verdict of Into the Blue, even though the movie has a decent budget, in regards to its characters and story, it's alright. Honestly, you're not really missing much in regards to either aspect. Unless if you're someone who watched the movie to look at the physique of both Paul Walker and Jessica Alba, I recommend watching something else. And before I give my final rating, what did everyone else have to say about Into the Blue? Looks like the movie got generally mixed and negative reviews, and so for my final rating of Into the Blue, I give it a 2.5 out of 5. So what is your favorite movie featuring Paul Walker and or Jessica Alba? And see you later.